got a story about one of those. You know what that opening shot means. We're on an adventure. Well, took off work early today. There's a auction in Greenville, Ohio. And I just started my drive about 25 minutes away from there. Starts at 3 o'clock. And in that auction is a drill press. And this is, I would regard this as second kind of cool drill press. I've been wanting a 20-inch drill press to replace all my floor model drill presses, of which I have 3. And it's a Walker Turner, and it's been a couple of weeks since I looked up the information on it, but it's 40s, something like that, and it's got power down feed. So it isn't variable speed, you know, with like a Powermatic. It's still got a belt change.
GPS signal lost.
But it does have power down feed, and it's just belt change, which I'm fine with that. And I don't know how they're going to sell this stuff. You know, they showed a picture of it. It's got some kind of XY table on top of it. A couple of chucks are on it. It's one of these that has a number 2 Morse taper where you smack in the chuck. So this is a really good quality drill press, or it was in its day. It looks pretty rough in the photographs. So I'm gonna go check that out. And there's also a small trailer there, and I kind of hope to buy the trailer too. I'm not hot for the trailer like I am for the drill press. But maybe if we're lucky here, I'll bring home the drill press on the trailer. And being as this is an auction that starts at 3 o'clock, I've never been to one like that. I think that rather means there's not a lot of stuff here. Not enough for, you know, a full Saturday auction kind of thing. And I hope it doesn't run until late in the evening, because you know how these auctions are. Anything that's worth buying, they don't sell until pretty close to the end. So I'm hoping there's, oh, maybe I'm dreaming, but I'm hoping there's only maybe 3 hours worth of stuff to sell here, and that's why it's scheduled like it is. But we'll see. You never know. I'm kind of hoping that the extra cool drill press there portends other interesting tools. There is a tool in the background of the drill press I can't quite make out. There's no photograph of any other really draw items in the auction listing. If you want to look this up, it's Stitcher Auctions. Just look up Stitcher Auctions Ohio, and the main photo that they're using for this auction is of a golf cart, and it's in Greenville, Ohio. So you can look at it and see what I looked at and what I examined. I'm sure they keep that. I know they keep that stuff up for months. They want to show you the things you missed, you know, so you'll come to a Stitcher auction. And here in Miami County, I believe it's Jerry Stitcher. He's probably the #1 auctioneer. I've been to a number of his sales. He has a whole group of people that go to all of his sales, probably. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people here competing for this. But there aren't that many people that would buy an old turd like that in that filthy of condition. I have tools, gloves, rags, hand cleaner, all kinds of stuff with me. Got my dolly, got a furniture dolly. I probably won't get to use that, just because I'm probably going to have to move this by myself. I'm going to have to take it apart. It's a 20-inch drill press. This is pretty big, so I can't. There's no assurance that I'm going to get any help loading it up. Probably the only thing I really need help with is lifting the head off of the mast. Of course, we're all assuming I'm going to get it. Lifting the head off of the mast and getting it off of the dolly into the truck, because that's probably a bit too much. No point in hurting yourself when you're doing these things. So that's why I brought.
In a half mile, turn left.
That's why I brought tools like that. Turn left. What the heck? I'm going. This is on National Road, which is State Route 40, old State Route 40. So I'm just going straight there, and we'll just run 40 down to the address. Another interesting thing that's at this sale, there's an anvil there, and it looks like it could be a larger anvil than mine. I can't make out the brand of it. It's nailed down to a stump. I think pretty much people know what anvils are worth, so probably not going to get a great deal on that. But we'll see. You know, if it's a 100-pound anvil, you know, anvils are going for $5 a pound, easy. So, you know, if it sells for $1 or $2 a pound, I'm not going to pass it up. And my $5 anvil, my 68-pound hay Booten anvil, this is a better anvil. I may keep this anvil and sell the hay Booten. So we'll see. You never know. I'm only kind of collecting the blacksmithing stuff just as it falls into my lap. I'm not actively going after that stuff, but I did notice it in the auction listing. And that means there might be other blacksmithing stuff there. I've got a blower that's missing a part, so I could, if there were happened to be a blower there, I would, you know, if I can upgrade my equipment, I will. I'm taking, I have not quite $600 with me, so, I think that's all I'm going to need the most. The trailer, it's a nice little trailer. It looks like it might be the larger of the Harbor Freight trailers. It's something in that kind of category.
GPS signal lost.
But it looks like it's in great condition. And I'd like to have a bigger, heavier duty flatbed trailer for hauling stuff. But it's such a pain. I mean, I never have a trailer when I need a trailer, so if it goes cheap, a couple $100, I'll probably buy it.
In 600 feet, turn right onto US 40 West.
Then at least I'll have something in it.
Turn right onto US 40 West, West National Road.
Boy, she's obnoxious, isn't she? She just keeps interrupting our conversation.
Continue on US 40 West for 1.5 miles.
Anyways.
Continue on US 40 West for 1.5 miles.
You don't say. Anyways, yeah, if the trailer's a deal, I'll take the trailer. I got a funny feeling it'll probably be $300, $350, maybe $400. I'm certainly not spending $400 on a little trailer. But, you know, I can use that trailer until I find something a little heavier duty for myself. Then I can sell it. You know, you can always get $300 for a workable trailer you can drive a lawnmower up on. So we'll see. The drill press, it's pretty ugly. I really would be willing to go about $200 on this drill press. And some of you might look at the drill press and go, oh, that's crazy. There's no way you're going to get that bought for $200. Some of you might look at it and go, oh man, I'd have a hard time paying $50 for it. We'll see. But I think restored, it's potentially a $500 drill press. Not that that really matters here. It's I could eliminate all the other drill presses I have with this one, and I would be done shopping for cool drill presses, or at least it would take me a long time probably before I found something I would want to replace this one with. So those are my thoughts. Crossing the dam, the Inglewood Dam.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto South Main Street.
Nope, she's sending me past there. Don't park here.
row of trucks in the field. See the lady sitting on a trailer?
Okay.
Just beyond that, just follow the row of trucks and pull in.
Okay, yes sir, thank you. Barrels of scrap metal. 2 barns full of stuff. Oh, there's a lot of people here.
Got this line here on the left, but if there's none at the end, can you start a new?
I will.
Okay, start one.
Okay.
Get that side.
Oh, too bad. Looks like there's plenty at the end. Oh. So one in the middle.
GPS signal lost.
Well, we're here. Number 53. This looks like an all-day sale. There's an oldie. Lifetime collection. Probably 500 projects in these barrels. Kind of looks like a Wilton, but it doesn't say Wilton. It's definitely a bigger anvil. Being sharpened stone, yeah.
They pay for a lot. Well, he's won a lot of, they've had a couple of giveaways and stuff. He gets gift cards and stuff. Nice.
Threader.
You can't get You can't hold it. And then sometimes they'll give you an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you got to step downtown, find something to do to get it back on. You find something. I took it away.
That's what he told me. He said, "You might want to take a walk." Okay, I have to change your set. You know, say my kids are gone, and then how if they can, and that's what I want. He's been told me, I was supposed to go like January 2nd, and I was so afraid it was going to be, you know, snowing and everything. So they put off until, you know, and I've been.
Yeah, I see your brother. John, yeah. I keep telling you. Did you finally get moved? Because it took me forever to move that.
I got a story about one of those. Drill bit sharpener. Post drill incomplete. Missing all kinds of stuff. Ham gear. I think, nope, that's a CB, 23 channel base station. '78s, 45s. Lane cedar chest, that's a pretty cool item. So this is definitely better than the Harbor Freight trailer. I'd like to have a trailer just a little bit bigger than this double axle, but this would be very satisfying. Somebody's redone the bed recently. It's a nice little trailer.
Thomas shirt on.
Well, he's over there on the other side of the golf cart, selling all kinds of horse collars, all kinds of crap. This can be the boring part, where you regret going to an auction, where you have to sit and wait and wait and wait.
And a corn drag, and you're buying a weed cutter and a dandelion getter. You'll need that dandelion getter.
This guy knows what everything is. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. They're into the housewares.
I say 4 for 5, sort of for $4. My mom's
You know, when people pass on, these families need somebody to
they said they record her
help
voice
them get their
and put on the
estates cleared out.
and they had her say good
Somebody
morning.
wants everything.
So every morning, his mom did that several years. They still call me and say, "Your mom's still here." She says good morning to him every day. Binoculars. All right, 15 to the 15. All right, to go 250 for binoculars. You back row bidders, $250, $2.
Table over there has got an Afghan, a mess of quilts. Family memories. Restaloy. I'm interested in this lot because of the dies. This lot because of this pulley here, which might fix my companion drill press. Bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff.
Make 10, make it 10, make it 5, 5 now, 7.5. Would you bid it 7.5 now? $10 bid now, 12.5. Would you bid it 12.5? $15 bid, $17.50. Would you bid it 17.5? Anyone at 17.5? 50, 50, 7.5. Anyone at 17.5? $17.50. Sold $15. Number 4. Number 4. 4, 6 fence posts. On the fence post. 6 posts. Make it 5. Would you bid it 5? Make it 2.5. Would you bid it 2.5? Anyone at 2.5? Make it 2. Make it $1 bid. Would you bid it 1? Now 2. Would you bid it 2? Yes. Bid now $3 bid. Now 4. Would you bid it 4? Now 5. Would you bid it 5? Make it 5. $5 bid. 4. 75. Would you bid it 5? Make it 5. Bid it 5. One more time. 5. Sold $4. 90. All right. Anybody want 5 electric motors for 10? Would you bid it 10? 5 now. Which one? Well, I'm on top. I'm using electric motors. We talk about. We got 5 electric motors now.
Just the motors, is that right?
5 electric motors. 5 now. 7.5. Would you bid at 7.5? Make it 7.5 now. 10 now. 12.5. $15 bid. Would you bid at 15? 5 motors. 15 now. $17.50. 17.5. Would you bid at 17.5? Anyone at 17.5? One more time at 17.50. Sold $15. Number 4.
This trailer. It is, yeah. It's a lot nicer than I thought it was in the photograph.
Tell you what, if I wasn't rebuilding my kitchen right now, I'd have something.
Yeah.
But no,
What do you think it'll hit?
26.
The trailer? That trailer's not worth that much, is it? I'd be surprised to see it go over 8, really. I must be out of my mind.
I think you are. No.
I might be.
You know, we just bought a new stove, a refrigerator, dishwasher, you know, shower, and yeah, kind of cuts into the cash flow a little bit. Because that wouldn't be out of my, I got my phone money.
Get $70 rebate right there.
Neighbor, old man lives next door, said they bought it.
Yeah.
Never used it. Never been on the road.
That's what he thinks he's going to get for it.
I'm pounding at it, I'm beer town, hell, you can pound here, 750. I get 200, 300. I have 2 to 1, 3. Yep. And now 4. And now 4, 3, 4. Yep. And now 5. And now 5, 600. And now 600 about it, 5 here, 600. I have 500, 600.
It's not a bad buy for 600.
I have 5, 600. I have 500, 600 about it, you want about it, 600 here, 500. Give me 550, let's go, 550. At 550. I have 500.
You know how tempted I am on that. If I hadn't
All you do is put your hand up in the air.
If I hadn't promised a wife.
Promise or what? Why are you going to an auction? You can't make a promise before you go to an auction.
550.
Remember, she's relentless.
550.
You need this to haul trash and debris, right?
550 down, 50 here, the 550, you want to bear 550. Let's go. 550. 500, 550.
Want a new barn.
550. Sold the trailer, $500.
That's not bad.
A tandem axle trailer. Not a bad looking machine, and a good, long-term in the boat business, a good name.
We've sold a lot of boats over the years, and this is probably one of the cleanest ones I've seen.
This is and stored inside. This man took good care of it. Yep, stored inside. You'll be a classic if you take her up to the lake. They'll be gift. People, they'll turn their head. It's got the, clear back down to the original kind of lap siding style to it. That lap siding style. Any questions on the 1985 Thompson boat? You get the motor and trailer, obviously, it's inboard out. Any questions on this? Any questions on the boat? Hasn't run it for several years. Vivian, I think 2007 the last time it was probably licensed, so that's probably the last time. I imagine that's the last time it's in the water. Okay. Fired accordingly. We understand that, and we can't take it to the lake and get it ready. If we had done it, it'd just cost you more money. That's kind of the way that's the only way I can say that. If we spent that money, you could buy it, but we didn't. We did advertise. We'll be in boat trade or something up at Lake here. Okay, how many dollars? 5,000. 5 for red. 5 Peter, 5 there, $5,000 beer, 5 4 down to 5. That's $4,000 for it. 4 on the 4,000, 4,000 there, 4,000 for it, 5 bid, $3,000 for it. $2,000 started. $2,000 to do that. 1,000 on the bid, 1,000 on the 80,000 for it, 1,000. 1,000 on the bid, 1,000 on the beer, 1,000 for it, $1,000 for it. 1,000 on the bid, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. Now folks, anytime you sell something, I know everybody talks about the negatives. You have to accept the negatives. You got to buy the positives. You know, anytime you do that, you know, if I don't need a set of crutches, I'm not being informed. If I need them, I'm going to the positive part. I got to get to the supper table, and I need those. So, you buy the positive. Positive here. It's got top cover. It's been stored inside. Yeah, he's owned it for a while. He's taking care of things. $1,000. Nobody wants it? We'll leave her set. $1,000 bid, $11 mine, $1,000, $11, $12, $1,003, $1,004, $1,004, $1,005, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, $1,006, $1,600 for it, $1,005, $1,600, $1,006 here, $1,006 here, $1,006 where, $1,005, $1,600 for it, $1,005, $1,600, $1,600 that's just been in the doorway, $1,005, $1,600 for it. 1,005, 1,600, 1,005, $1,600 for it, 1,600. Folks, there's a lot of, you know, I'm sure you shop if you want to vote. If you don't want to vote, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, it'll cost you that. It's got a pretty good green here, $1,600, 1,005, 1,600. Spring's coming. You're right in the right season. Yes, you're going to get a tune out, but most of these boats run about 2 to 3 times that. You know, to over the cutting cabin, does have the cutting cabin. You saw we got the ship-to-shore radio kind of thing, wherever those electronics are. I got a canoe, so I'm not so sure that I don't have any of these electronics on them. But it's got electronics. I think there's a fish finder there. It's a ship-to-shore radio. I think again. Right.
We don't care if they take it home and clean it up, set it on the yard. We don't care.
Put a sign back in.
Put a sign back in there.
All right. 1,500, 1,600.
Who has it? You got it.
You got to bid it. 1,005, 1,600, 1,005, 1,006, $1,600. 1,005 is bid. 1,600. Folks, a little on the money on the outfit here today. I'm at 1,005. These $1,600. I want to ask a question or two. I guess we could have answered, but it wouldn't spend so long. I didn't think that was worth that. We left it set aside. We didn't pull it out in the rain and overnight. So $1,600 bid. 1,500. That's $1,600. $1,600. It's in the state sale. I'm going to ask one more time right now. You have the bid at $1,500. Yeah, that's not taking the time. We're not going to take your bid twice. But you got it for $1,005. If these people are done, we're going to ask you $1,005, $1,600. Done doing it. 1,006, 1,005, 1,006. The walleye are calling. 1,005, 1,600. Sir, you've ordered $1,500. 1,005 to 112, 112. Yes. 150, 160, that's 170, 170, $170 bid, $180 every time, 180, 170, 180, 180, say 180, go 180, bid 180, 170, 180, 180, I think so, 170, 180, 180, 190, $190, bid now 200, and now 200, 240, 280, 192, say go to bid to 190, 200, all done to it, it takes 200, 190, 200, sold it for 190, number 38.
40, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 60, now 70, 80, 80, and now 75, 80, and now 80, 75, 80, now 90, 85, not 85, 80, 85, 80, 85. 80 now 5, 85. I'm at 85 here, 85. I get 85 here, 85. I'm at 85. Here we go, 85. I get 85 here, 85. Last call, 85. You got him 80 bucks. 92. 92. 92.
Okay, sell this corner.
Table.
Sell the ample.
Ample.
Right here. Yeah,
Buy the ample there.
waiting long enough.
Right here, you buy that table here, put it in there, give me 300. Oh, look out there,
He didn't
300.
start high enough. He
There's
just said lift
300.
it up. He didn't
Are you
start
300?
100.
100. Now quarter. Are you 1 quarter? 1 quarter round. I'll give you 100 a quarter. Are you 1 quarter? 800 quarter, 150. And now 150. 75 out of there. Down 2. And now quarter, 2 and a quarter. Are you 200? 2 and a quarter, 250. And now 2 to 275. And now 3. And now 3. Now quarter. And now 3 and a half. And now 75, sir. 400. And now 4 divided by 4. 4. Give me 4. Give me 85. And now 85. I got 375. 85 of those ago. 85 is it there for you. Now 4. Now 400. Now 10. And now 410. And now 410. 410. I get 410. 10. 10. Telling. This for wait on it. 410. 410. 400 we got. 410 on me. 400. 410. And 410. Last call. 400. 410. Mother, sir. Goodbye. $400.
He's getting her out.
19. 19. Goodbye. 19. Goodbye.
This drill press and everything on it, up and down, somewhere by the pound.
Everything there. Here, the pin machine shop out there. All right, here, the pin, give me there. Just give me 100 and a half on it. Higher 150, give me 100 and a quarter. Higher 1 and a quarter, give me 100. Higher 1 1 give me 25, move in.
Yeah.
Now 30. 30, 25, 30. You didn't make it 35, 40, 40, sir, 40. And now 40, do it again. 35, 40. Well, 35, 40. Higher 35, 45. 45, 50, 50, now 5. Here's 60, and now 60, now 5. Here's 100, now like your attitude,
150.
sir. 110, 120. We're fixing to have an auction. 30, it's 30 and 40. Hey, 140, hey, 140, 130, 40. You don't like her no more than 140. You never did you? 130, 40. Hey, 130 here and 40 where? I got 130 and 40 there. 130, 140, 140, 140, 140. Here we go. I got 130, 140, 140, 140, 140 and a half. 50, 60, 70. And now 70, 80, 180, and now 90, and now 2, and now 200, and now 2, what do we do? I 200, now 10, and now 210, and now 210, you want any of that partner? 210, you want any of that? 210, I get 210, I get 210, I get 210 here, last call, 210, you know? I get 200 back here, 210 here, 210, here we go. I get 210 here, last call, 210. I'm waiting on you, partner, 210. Nope. And I sold it, $7.95. 5 help you, 145, 150, sir. Now 5, 155, 155, 160, 165, and now 170 to bound here, 170, 170, hey, 165, we're talking 70, 75, 175. I think he's getting really close. 170, 165, 70. Are you 165 here, 170 there? You said no. 165, 70. 165. Number
45.
45, 45.
45. 45. Go to the automotive.
Kimball house filled up right, compressor in the corner.
250, 300, 275 men. 250, 275. 250, 275. 250, 275. 275, 75. Don't let me pull the trigger on that one. 275. 250, 275. 250, 275. 250 here, 275 there, 275 there. Yeah, you got it. Now 85, 85, 385, now 300. Please make it 3. Yes. Now 310, 310. I'm 300, 310. I'm 300, 310. I'm 310. I'm 300 here, 10 here, 310. Now 320. Your man's out. 320. 320. 320. 320. I am half price. I'm half price. 320. 310. I got 320 in there. 310, 320. 310 now, 320 down, 320. Here we go. I get 310 there, 320 out, 320 out, and a half. 310, 5, 16.
Metal cut-off saw.
You buy a nice metal cut-off saw?
Horizontal? Yeah, horizontal cutting gas saw.
All right, so here you buy a nice cut-off saw, give me 75 an hour. I'm 75. I'm 75 to 1 mile to 75. That's 75.50. We'll give me 25, move in. 30, 25, 30, 25 and 30. At 25 and 30, get you 25 and 130. I am 30 and 5, 35 and 40, 40 and 40, make it 40, 5, 45, $50, 50. I get 45, we're talking 50. And now 5, 55. And now 60. And now 60. And now 60 to bomb here, 65. And now 65, and now 65, $70. And now 70, 65, I got 70 and 8, 65 and 70, now 5. That's 75, 5, bigger 5, 75 to 5 to 75. I get 70 here and 5 here, 75, you bought her $70. 1, 3. On a good charge.
Hey, here's Craftsman. Starter charger.
Right, 2 to 10, what are you going to give me 50 on that? I'm 50, you got 20 to 15. I'm 20, 25, and now 30, and 30, at 25 and 30, at 25, 30 and 5, 35, 35, 40, and 5 here, 50, and 5, 5, 60. Chris, you're out 65. 65, you're out in front. I'm 60, 65. Chris is in. 60, 65. I'm 60, 1 here, 65. 60 here, and 5 here, 65, 65. Your way 60 bucks. 48, 48. 11. You're on 10. Need 11. Sold $10. 36. 30. Here we got all kinds of pulleys here. We got some more parts. And cats. This right here for 5. We're going to do 2.5. We're going to do 2.5, make it 2.5, make it 2.5 now. 5. We're going to do 5, make it 4 one time, real quick one time. Sold 2.5.
53.
53, 5, 3. Here's the grease gun. Grease gun. Okay.
Thank you, fellas.
Top of the table. Make it 25. We're going to do 10, 15, 12 and a half. We're going to do 12 and a half. 10 to 12 and a half. Anyone 12 and a half? From this edge down to the drill. 12 and a half. We're going to do 12 and a half. Anyone 12 and a half now? 15 elevated. 17, 50 now. 20. 22, 50. Now 25. We're going to do 25. Make it 25. 25. Anyone 25? Make it 25. Make it 25. One more time at 25. Double 22, 50. 53. 53 is the buyer. 53. Contents.
Well, I'm pulling out of here. Bought 3 lots. And I've got the receipts for them somewhere. I bought that last tabletop, everything on it, for $22.50. And there was one thing on it worth about $50. The rest of it's just about junk. Worth at least $50, probably worth more than that, but I didn't get the drill press. So the drill press, the cone pulley on the spindle, it starts at the top and the pulleys get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then right on the bottom is a teeny pulley. And then that little teeny pulley, it drives the feed mechanism for the quill feed mechanism. Well, someone had turned the cone pulleys over, had turned that shaft that was supposed to have the big pulley on top and the cone pulley underneath, so you could get 4 speed selections, 4 or 5 speed selections for that drill press. They had turned that cone pulley up and organized the belts so that they had a further reduction drive and disabled the feed. Well, I turned the feed and the knob that locked it in didn't want to hold in place. It was probably nothing to fix. But the feed worked, so it could have been repaired. And then I found in that box of pulleys that I showed you, I found the pulley that I think is the pulley that was taken off of the machine. And I didn't see the buyer. I mean, I told myself I would go up to $200 on it, and I took it right to $200, and the buyer got it for $210. And you know, the problem is, yeah, I'm sure I had enough money in my pocket. I could have bought it, but where would it have stopped? $275, $325. That thing needed a ton of work, complete total restoration. It was super filthy. You know, I don't mind doing that stuff, but I'll get a equivalent deal to that. I might run across a drill press like that for $100 somewhere. So, you know, I'm not going to pull out all the stops to get that. There'll be another cool drill press. And meanwhile, I don't have to reprioritize my projects. I can continue on. So we'll get the things out. When I get home tonight, it might be a little late, but I'll spread the things out, show you what we got. And I want to say, I'm going to have to look at my receipts. I think I spent less than $40. Well, what have we here? This is the spoils from my sale. Let's see what we got here.
let's see, we got 2 items here. One for $250 and one for $22.50. And then this one here is 15. So I spent 25 plus 15 and then another 10 I'll tell you about. And let's see, what do we want to start at? I guess let's start at the end. The last thing I bought was 6 feet of workbench tabletop, 5 or 6 feet, and everything on it. It was towards the end of the auction. He kept grouping larger and larger things together as buyers were going away, and he was trying to motivate people to bid. So I ended up with this table, this tabletop, or this workbench top, and everything that was organized on it. And here's what I got. There's a post drill, or part of a post drill. We're missing the vertical post in the table. We're missing the dog and paw assembly, which wasn't there. I didn't see it in any of the junk boxes. You know, this is something, I've got a couple of complete post drills. I think I'm just going to sell this one. I might take that pulley off and keep it. And then we'll sell this to somebody with a dream. Fire extinguisher. I would have not bid on this, but it was on the table. And I don't leave, you know, if I buy something, I'm going to take it. That's part of the job. They're trying to clean up a property for a family, clean up an estate, and so I don't think you should leave junk behind. That's probably, well, I'm going to meet with my obligation. Here's another project. This one's good, this one's not good. Or it's discharged. It seems like I have a third one somewhere. Maybe it's in these piles. Here is a crude rack of bit and brace, bits for a bit and brace. And, oh, yeah. Here is an aluminum container. It's Charmin. White things here with hardware in them. Some of this is stuff, I guess. I haven't even looked in these, okay? Just that top one. Oh, that's nuts. He didn't seem to have all of his hardware sorted. What do you want back? This is washers. Oh, washers and wing nuts. And, don't know what that is. Oh, lag bolts. All good hardware. Oh, we got some corks. I can clog up a hole. I can put a cork in it now. Okay. Package of screws. Another package with some screws missing. Some stick-on wire loom utility clips. A hasp. Eye bolts. And some more screws. Used to have hinges in there too. And crappy aluminum box. The guy evidently has some diesel truck repair because I got this rusty set of, look at this. Some kind of hex drive sockets. There's a socket rusted on. I don't even know if this is worth derusting. There was a scrap metal guy there. I probably should have gave him all this stuff. And a set of rusty hex wrenches. This stuff must have been on the floor under his car battery storage. That's all I can guess. Yeah, there's a drive extension, hex drive extension. Another hex drive extension. A hex drive breaker bar. I've never seen hex drive sockets before. Another hex drive breaker bar. Should have left it with the scrap metal guy. I did leave some metal with the scrap metal guy. Some soft steel bent rods. Oh, I got a piece of aluminum. That'll be handy, I guess. Got some kind of crazy lock I don't understand. Master lock. No key. Here's it's got a coil in it like incense you burn to get rid of mosquitoes. And a crappy rusty container. Some kind of bucket. Let's see. Oh, there's some secret sauce in here. Doing packaged car antenna. Some of this stuff I think I'm just going to advertise locally for a swap meter to come by. That's interesting. I do have a storage spot for these kind of things. There's body clips, interior clips, trim clips. Handy to have an assortment of those. Jones and Jude. Ooh, that almost looks like some kind of funerary stuff. We got an amp meter. Oh, voltmeter. Junk, trash. Some kind of old soldering iron. Oh, what else we got in here? Bearings, clips, pieces of metal, copper, the trouble light housing. Here's a joint assembly. This is steering joints for a boat. There was a boat there. Cut off ends of bolts. You can actually machine things out of those. And various brackety stuff. Here's something useful. Especially when you want to move something really heavy. There were a couple of come-alongs there on the bench. Now remember, I paid $22.50 for everything you've seen so far. What we got here? Oh yeah, that's the body clips. What more do we have? Here we go. We got some rusty nails. Yay. We have a used distributor cap, 2-cylinder. What do you want to bet that's off of a old boat motor or something? It was a big boat there, like a V8 size boat, but he might have had a fishing boat before. Some kind of filter he saved? Might be a one-way check valve, I don't know. Some of this stuff's just going to have to hit the trash. Also, here's a couple of hoses, a couple of hose clamps, spring hose clamps. I should just have the trash can over here. So I have positions in my hardware storage for that kind of stuff. We have a bracket. I'm going to say for a CD, maybe an old fuzz buster, some finish nails, some seals, screws, nails. Set of Timken bearings. What do you want to bet these are used? Oh no. But they might as well be used. They look rusty. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that's not going to be an axle bearing on any of my vehicles. So that's definitely going in the trash can. Briggs & Stratton something or deflector rivets or bolts on, screws onto the front of a Briggs muffler. Nails. What do we got here? Oh, a PVC. It goes in your air cleaner. Your PVC pipe hooks up to it, so oil doesn't blow directly in. I'm starting to get quite a collection of light bulbs, just when light bulbs are not a thing anymore. What do we got here? Looks like 1157s. Is that what they are? Yep, 1157s. I had a lot of stuff from Napa. There were Napa USA made hand tools there. Oh, this is probably new. Some kind of Briggs & Stratton. Oh, this goes between the air filter and the carburetor on a Briggs & Stratton engine. Little rubber thing that joins the two of them together. That's actually probably a useful part. Let's see, that's all of that. Set this box aside. Here's some more stuff. We got some, this is something you hang a door by and rolls along in kind of the U-channel track. There's a couple of those, so you could do a shed door with that. Some other hardware that looks like that. Old doorknob. Knob and tube pieces. Yeah, so there's the tube of knob and tube, if you know what kind of wiring that is. And we got some casters. 3 of them. That's handy to have 3 of casters. Some large nuts. Got a bottle opener. So, a lot of absolute junk, okay? I lied. I said one more fire extinguisher. I actually have 2. Oh, it does have a valve. Oh yeah, so this is the needle's on the end of recharge here. So it's got weight in it, but somehow or another it's lost pressure, so that's garbage. And here we got a kid. It's a good size for a boat. ABC fire extinguisher. Yeah, and it's in the green. So I've got 2 usable fire extinguishers here. That's never bad to have a fire extinguisher around. Especially if you can find it when you're in a panic. So there you go. And anything else? Oh yeah, something else in there. Let me see if I can get that. I don't know. Does that have some religious meaning here? I don't know what that is. It almost looks like probably just a wind chime. And what do we have here? We have a kit that has closet bolts, nuts. Look, we have all these rods for the stopper, different kinds of rods. So this is some kind of plumber's repair kit. The guy did have plumbing tools. There's closet bolts for screwing into a wood floor. These are for flanges. And we got 3 more of these things, 3 boxes here, presumably full of different links or different thread toilet tank stopper shafts. So I'm not going to keep that, that's for sure. Oh yeah, more toilet parts. Dump that in there. But here is the prize. This was on that table, and I was waiting on them to sell it, and I ended up having to buy that whole section of the workbench. And boy, does this look terrible or what? I can't believe nobody else was waiting on this item. This is a Craftsman, an older Craftsman tap and die set, SAE. And what's significant about it is it's American made. They're made by Vermont American. And there's a little bit of grungy lubricant on these. A little bit of staining from rust. There's oil on this one. It doesn't look like this was used very much. And if it was used very much, it was certainly taken care of. I mean, everything's in... Here's probably the ugliest tap. And, yeah. I mean, I don't see any wear on these. I have a really like-new set. But I think this could be cleaned up to look almost new. I mean, it's just been sitting in a barn. You know, it wasn't even a paved floor in this big workshop barn the guy had. So I got another tap and die set. I am flush with tap and die sets. So, little treasure hidden under that ugly, dirty lid. So that was one of my big scores. So I paid $22.50 for everything you just saw. And there wasn't very much in there useful. Mostly junk, maybe a little bit of hardware, a couple fire extinguishers, a couple come-alongs. The rest of it I could care less about. It'll have to go somewhere else. So let's see what else I got. So this box, I'm not sure what I paid for it. I think I paid, doesn't seem like I paid $15 for this box, but that is one of my other receipt values. Got some kind of lever, we got some kind of boat rollers, we got a brass hose end. That's actually kind of a useful item. And we got some USA made taps. And the brand is Morse. And this die stock has an adapter made for it for running the smaller, or that's still a pretty large tap, but I'm running these round taps. So I can make some tool handles for this, and I'll have a round die holder that I don't currently have, and I'll throw these in my other stock of taps and dies. That's a 3/4 tin. What do we got here? I don't think I can read it. 7/16 20. Can't read it. 5/8 10. Yep. And 7/16 14. And 1/2 13. So that was adding to my tap and die collection. Here is an interesting story. I went there to buy the drill press. And I was looking at the drill press. Well, I went there to buy the drill press. I found this box of pulleys. You know, they sort things out in these boxes. And here is a pulley for 3/8 belting. It's 4 high. This could be what I need for the motor on the companion drill press that I picked up. So if it isn't it's probably not the exact one, but it's about the right size. It looks like it could be just fine. Here's a 1/2 inch wide 3 high one, and we got some single ones in here. Stamped steel one, probably off of a lawnmower. I don't know. That I'll probably trash. Double wide one. I do have one storage container with pulleys in it, so maybe some of this stuff will come in handy. Recoil starter. Maybe I should take that spring out and see if I can get it back in. But here is an interesting story. The Walker Turner drill press with the power feed on the quill. That would have been a very cool drill press to add to my shop. It was the most filthy, disgusting thing I'd ever seen. And I decided before I got there that I wouldn't pay more than $200 for it. And I'm looking over the drill press, and I noticed on the cone pulleys, there's actually two things are driven. The motor drives the spindle through a pair of cone pulleys, which is familiar. But on the bottom of the spindle cone pulley, it was small, bigger, 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 and under the biggest pulley was a little tiny pulley, and that comes out the side and drives this pulley. And this pulley drove a shaft which had another cone pulley on it, and the belt runs through the housing of the drill press to another cone pulley, and that's the system that drives the spindle up and down. And they had rearranged the parts so that he could have a double cone pulley belt reduction to slow it down, and a pulley this size was not on the drill press. And I thought, well, I'm going to look around and see if I can find it, and sure enough, here it is in these things in this tray. This goes to that drill press. Well, I couldn't get the drill press bought, but I did get this tray bought, including this pulley. So I never could find the buyer that bought the drill press. He was behind me. I originally, I think I opened it up at $25, and a guy rode with me all the way up to, they were looking for $150. I was at $140, and that guy got out, and then some bidder behind me started bidding. And he took it right on up, and my last bid was $200, and he took it for $210, and I left it there. And boy, it sure looked like I was going to get it for $140. But I never saw the guy's face. And he didn't load up the drill press that night. So I wrote a note for him that said I probably had his missing quill feed pulley, and I said $10. So I don't know if I've got a couple of calls I need to return on the cell phone. It's probably this guy, but I might get $10 out of him for the bastard beating me out of my drill press. But I only paid $250 for the box. But
I tell you what, I would pay a lot more than $10 to get that pulley if it was missing off of my nice drill press. So he can pay it or I won't give it to him. So I got one more buy to show you. Here's a drill that I got with the original 2250 tabletop, by the way. Not bad, huh? So they started auctioning this thing off and they couldn't get a bidder, and you know, they didn't go below 250 on anything. And they could not get a bidder on this. Well, this is a Milwaukee saw, 6.5 inch it says. This thing could buff up and be absolutely a stunning antique. With the original Milwaukee box, I see some kind of bar in there, I don't know. Probably missing some accessories that might originally came with it. But anyways, it couldn't get a bidder. So then he stacks this goofy sander on here, which ain't worth a plumb nickel. And tried and couldn't get a bidder with that. Then he put something on here I was interested in. A grinder. So this is an 8-inch grinder. And I've got a story about these. I still have all the discs from my dad's, I want to say it's a 10-inch grinder, it might be 12, I'll have to look at it. And we had that at the lake. I used to have a houseboat in partnership with my dad. And we had been using this on a project inside the houseboat. And it was a Black & Decker, a little bit bigger model than this. And we were leaving the lake at the end of the weekend, and I had one of those dock carts. And on top of the dock cart, which was loaded with stuff, I had my dad's grinder. And I was wheeling it back to the car to load it up. You know, you're tired at the end of the weekend, maybe in too big a hurry. And when I went around a corner on the dock, this thing rolled off and went plunk down in the water. It was 40 feet of water, probably 30, 40 feet of water. It was gone. My dad had that tool all his life. It was one of the first tools he bought. And I lost it for him. And so I've been looking for one, and if I find one, I've seen them listed a couple times on Craigslist way out of state. But if I find the exact model, I'll buy it again, because I just feel like that's something I need to repair that I messed up. And I always wanted that tool, but I feel like I need to buy a replacement for my dad, even though he's not here anymore. So this is as close as I've ever seen. And I ain't plugged this in yet, so we don't know if it'll work. Switch sounds good. So maybe we'll do one of those will it work videos. So here's something else I forgot. This Dirt Devil. I guess this isn't the box for it. This is an attachment set, I guess, for this thing. I used to have one of these years ago. I don't know whatever happened to it. It must have went bad and we threw it away, I guess. But that was on top of that 2250 workbench. So it pays to stay to the end. I did get some things that I wanted. The grinder and the tap and die set, the come-alongs, those are probably the best scores. And a couple of fire extinguishers to put around, and the pulleys. So the cone pulley just might be able to fix my drill press with that. So I don't go to an auction very often, but it sure is fun when you go. Yeah, I had to wait around a long time for all the housewares and all that crap to go. You know, they save all the tools and everything to the end. They're always going to do that to you. So let's try this pulley. Let's see if this is a score that's going to help me fix my vintage companion drill press. Before I can restore it, I need to find a replacement. Here's that drill press. And here's the sheave that's on it that's incorrect. And here's the one to put on it. So I was thinking it should be about the size of the one on the spindle, and it's actually smaller, but still it could possibly serve in this job here. And I've got a pulley. This is a smaller shaft. I'm going to say that's 1/2 inch, and this is 5/8. But this pulley here has a sleeve in it, so hopefully that sleeve is made well enough that I can use it to get this pulley on here. And that'll let me get this companion drill press going. So having this part
that might give me the courage to start repairing it. Pretty cool find. Even have a cool lamp with it. There we go. Hey, there's one score. Porter cable drill with chuck key. Hey, not bad. Mac. I will definitely not be keeping this. Ooh. Ooh. That's got a bad sound in it. Wow. Am I going to get sucked into lubricating bearings? So we got a soldering iron. Wonder where it's been. Look, didn't shock me. Yep, it's getting warm. Some more stuff I found that I didn't show you. And just a pile in the truck. That's kind of cool. Have to try it out. Bridgeport brand. Well, that's a weird piece of lathe tooling. Or looks like somebody sliced a end mill and installed a piece of carbide. Not sure what that is. I got a ream. Probably 3/16. Another carbide tool. Homemade carbide tool. Oh, yeah. So this is some kind of, doesn't look like high-speed steel, but some kind of tool steel. Not sure what all this stuff is. That looks like a piece of high-speed steel. Oh, so this was a favorite thing. Solder a piece of carbide or braze a piece of carbide into an old end mill. Some kind of broken tool. Not magnets. Heavy though. Could those be tungsten? Here's some kind of, it's actually got soldered in carbide. I guess it was, that's what that is, whatever it is. Too bad the man's not alive to ask him what this stuff is. That's awful heavy. $201. Kind of weakly magnetic, not real strong. Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of tool steel though, I think. It's very hard. I think this was his collection of tool steel. So that's the story of my auction. I hope you had fun. I had fun. So it's a lot of hard work, a lot of dirty stuff, but you can build up your workshop on a song. This has been Dave on the Crafted Channel. We will see you on the workbench.